How to live an interesting life. Everybody want to be interesting. Everybody want that people follows that person on Instagram just for the lifestyle and the good life. But the real reason behind this is, are you doing an interesting life for yourself or for other people? This is a real question. Just ask yourself this. I don't want to hear your answer, but just important that you know what's the answer. Then, once you know, it can be for yourself or for other. There is no problem. But just make sure that you do it also a little bit for yourself and not just completely for other people. But the first thing, the first tip to live a more interesting life so you can attract more people, more girls or boys if you are a girl, and more happiness in your life is that see more people during when you are out in one time. For example, I feel really happy and I see that I am more interesting when, for example, I go to a dinner with a group of friends in a determined place, and then maybe I go to drink something at a bar with some other friends. And I can see that there is a lot of variation of content, behavior, and also changing people during the same time, during the same evening, really makes me happier and really makes my evening more interesting. Because just think, if you are in front of two people for 3 hours, it's nothing very crazy. But if you are in front of maybe five people at the beginning and then other five people, are a total of 10 people, and this can really completely change your perception, your happiness, and people will see you as a more interesting person because you frequent different places and you frequent different people. The next point is see and visit different cities. This can be maybe in your free time or also in holiday, or simply when you're out at the dinner. For example, me and my friend don't like to eat here in our city, but we like to travel maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour from here, and then go to eat something because it's more interesting, it's more amazing, it's more like an adventure. And this is probably the same for you. If you want to have a more interesting evening, more interesting days, go and visit other cities. If you have the opportunity to work from home or from wherever you want, you should go and maybe one time every week go in a different city and just sit in a Starbucks or in another restaurant and work there, so you can first of all meet new people, so you can create more opportunity for yourself, and then you see different people, different behaviors, and also different habits from different cities. I don't mean to travel maybe 5 hours of driving, but just maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, it's completely enough. The next point is once you know exactly what to do, you should show everything on social media, because if you want to be more interesting, you should show others that you are more interesting, because maybe you are doing some crazy amazing stuff, you have the most amazing lifestyle, but if you don't post anything on social media, people will never know about your lifestyle and your life in general. So make sure that in every place that you go, everything that you do, that it's a little bit different from the common people. You just take an Instagram stories, or if you use Snapchat, you can use Snapchat or Facebook stories. The important thing is that you should post your life on social media, and this subconsciously helps you to have a better and more interesting life. Because if you think, for example, myself, when I am here working all day, I am not interesting, zero interesting. And sometimes I see, okay, now I should take a little bit of things interesting, so people see that, first of all, I am interesting. And second thing, I will change a little bit of my life, because I can be bored after working 6 hours just here. And for example, I take maybe a drink, an energy drink with 0 calories, and then I go to my balcony and I have a 10 minutes break with some music. I take a snap or a stories, and a lot of people comment me that I have the good life and other stuff, but doesn't care about what they are commenting. The important thing is that they see, that they pay attention to my content, they see what I am doing, and during a lot of time you build your personal brand. It's pretty much a little personal brand where people really finds you interesting for the things that you do. But don't overdo it, because if you show just crazy thing, crazy stuff, and amazing lifestyle, people will start to hate you because you have everything that they don't have. So make sure to show them the hustle, the work, and also the happiness, the joy, and the fun. For example, on my stories you see pretty much every party that I go, every time I go out with friends, I take the car, we go in another city, we take stories and pictures. But I do the same thing here on my desk. A lot of times I just put a boomerang about with my computer and maybe some tea, and so can people can see that I have fun, but also I work. The next point is think of your life like a TV show. What would make a thing interesting? For example, as I said before, you should work. Okay, you should work, but there is a lot of way that you can work. You can work from home, you can work maybe all day in a place, you can change two places in a different day, you can maybe meet some people, some business partners, and some other uh, business people in your life during your day, so you can change ideas and just maybe have a little bit of fun during working. And if you think of your life like a TV show, you will see that maybe you are a little bit too boring, and you can absolutely and quickly change your way to live. The next point is start a new hobby or start a business. Depends on what you like, but starting a new thing will makes you more interesting. Just for example, going to the gym will makes you really interesting, because first of all you have results on your body, and then you will meet a lot of people in the gym, you will create new connections, and then you will see that you have some priorities in your life and you take care of yourself. Because for example, a lot of people when ask me to go out maybe on the late afternoon, I say simply no, because I am on the gym, and they know that I am pretty much a gym addicted, and I have created my personal brand around business and fitness. So everybody that knows me know that I eat really well, that I work out, and for me it's just it's important because they know my name and they know what I do. This is just enough to make people just remind of you, because if you are just a normal person without maybe zero interesting thing, zero talent, zero hobbies, you're not so much interesting. The next point is hang out with interesting people and high status people. And yes, if you're not on high status people, it will be really difficult, but you should build up over time. But just try to go in your city and just try to meet with some people that are I don't want to say famous, but a little bit known, that a lot of people know their name, and just maybe go hang out, drink something, take some picture on social media, so other people can see that you are more interesting hanging out with more interesting people. Maybe people with different jobs, different careers, or maybe different lifestyles, or people that travel a lot are more interesting than people that stay in a home for the entire life. So make sure to find the right people, and don't stay with them just for the status or for other stuff. Just stay with them if you enjoy them and if they are interesting, because sometimes high status people doesn't mean that they are interesting. Maybe high status people, they are high status just because they looks really good, or they have a family that is already famous, and other stuff. The next point, it can seem really easy, really basic, but it's do different stuff. If you want to be different, more interesting, do different stuff. As I said before, going to the gym when everybody go out and drinking, it's a really different thing. Maybe when you come home, just read a book. That book, you post an image on social media and will make you really more interesting than if you post a picture with video games and other stuff. And I am not saying that you should fake it. You cannot take the picture with the book and then play video games. But you can maybe read for 30 minutes and then play the video games for 30 minutes. That this really helps you. It's also for yourself. This is not to show others that you are interesting, but to show yourself to live a more interesting life, because we should take advantage of every second of our life. And the last point is every time you are in front of a decision, every time maybe you don't know what to do, just think, okay, once you are at your last day on earth and you are dying, you have maybe a time to write your book, the book of your life. And in that book you should write a biography with everything you have done in your life. The question is, would someone read and advise this book to other people? If yes, just continue what you're doing and continue to creating this life that you have. If not, maybe it's important to do some changes, create some difference, so you can make sure that you will live an interesting life. So I hope you enjoyed this video with this final idea, final concept of the autobiography book. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.